Morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, May 6th, and we are going to be working in the Unit 7-8 folder of our class notebook on page 2 for the mean today. So earlier this week, we calculated the median of data sets, and today we're moving on to calculate the mean of a data set, and we're going to learn what that actually means today. So let's go ahead and start with our review first. We have a median question, and then we'll be kind of doing that preview of how to find the mean. Pause your video here and try that for me. All right, hopefully you paused your video and you completed the review question at least. To find the median of our set of numbers, we want to put them in order first. So I'm going to do that by typing them down here and crossing them off as I go. So the smallest number I see is 5. I'm going to go ahead and type in a 5. Then I see 3 6s. And I'll cross off my 6s. Then I see 3 7s. And about 2 8s. I'll cross those off as I go just to double check that I'm getting every number. Got my 7s. Oh, there's 1 8, another 8. Now I have 2 9s and a 10 left. And we want to find the middle number. So what I like to do is use my 2 fingers on my screen and put 1 on the 5, 1 on the 10, and then slowly go in 1 number at a time. So 5 and 10, then 6 and 9. I have another 6 and 9, a 6 and 8, a 7 and 8, and then we see that the 2 middle numbers are actually 7 and 7. And we learned on Tuesday that when you have a middle number and they are the same, then your median is just that number. So our median is 7. For the mean of a set, we're going to do something a little bit different. We don't need them in order. We actually want to add them all together. We want to find a total. And then we're going to count them and find the number of how many there actually are. And we're going to divide those. So just for now, I'm putting a kind of an abbreviation of what our formula looks like. We're going to find a total and then divide by how many numbers there actually were in this set. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my calculator. I'm going to use my desmos.com/scientific. And I want to add these numbers together. 8, 6, 9, 6, 7. I'll start with those. 8 plus 6 plus 9 plus 6 plus 7. If it's easier to do them in order and add those instead, for example, we could have done 1 5 plus 3 6s plus 3 7s. That might be easier for you. I just wanted to show you that for the mean, they don't have to be in order. So I got those ones. We need a 5, 7, 8, 6, 9, 10, 7, plus 5, 7, 8, 6, plus 9, plus 10, plus 7. So my total is 88. My total that'll go on the top is 88. And just to make sure I got all of those, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, there are 12. And making sure that I added all 12 together. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. And now that 12 that I just counted, there are 12 numbers in the set. Goes on the bottom here. We're going to divide that, 88 divided by 12. And we get 7.3 repeating, and I can write that as my mean of this data set. Okay, so another word for mean is actually average. Okay, so the mean is an average of a set of numbers. Okay, and it's when you take the total. So on my formula here, I can put total on top. All numbers added together. Get rid of this. And then I'm dividing, so on the bottom here, oops, dividing by the number of numbers. How many numbers are there in the data set? Okay, so we added them all together. We had 88. Then we counted just how many numbers there were. We had 12, and we divided those. So really, I should have kept a nice clear line underneath these. Awesome. And so our exercise 1 is just filling in those steps. What do we need to do first? Add all of the numbers to find a total. And then step 2, divide by the number of numbers, or the amount. Let me say amount instead. The amount of numbers that are actually in the set. We're going to try that with 2 more sets here. And then we're just going to make up some class data. If you're watching this video after class, we probably did this with everyone's number of siblings, but I'll create a set for us just for an example this time. So let's try set A first. We want to find the total again. So remember, we're adding all of these together. And looks like this time we have 9 different numbers, 13, 15, 2, 8, 9. I'm going to start with those. 13 plus 15 plus 2 plus 8 plus 9. And then we've got 11, 3, 9, 11. Add 11, add 3, 9, and 11. We get a total of 81. So after I added them all together, 81 is going to go on the top. And I am dividing by the amount of numbers that we actually had, which were 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 there, which actually means that our mean, the average that we are finding, is the number 9. That's our answer. Set B, same thing. This time we have 7 numbers to add together. Okay, there are 7 numbers there, so automatically we have that bottom piece. But we need to find our total. 12, 17, 5, 7, 8, 5, 14. Okay, 12 plus 17 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 plus 5, and a last number, 14. There we go. And we have 68. So 68 is actually going on the top here. 68 divided by 7 should get us 9.7142. We can round that number and say about 9.7. Okay, so this is kind of like what we were doing with our medians. Remember, if we had 2 middle numbers, we would have to add them together and divide by 2. That was taking the average. And so now we're doing that same thing with the full set to find the full mean of that data set. For the amount of siblings, we're going to go ahead and kind of make up some class data because I don't have our data from actual class yet. So we'll say that you're going to go ahead and add how many siblings you have. And And when you do this class data, you'll put that on. So I'll show you what I mean by that. We're gonna make up some numbers. I'm gonna say 2, 5, 3, maybe 1. We could have a 0 in there, you never know. And then what you wanna do is put how many siblings you have. And I'm actually gonna say 9. If you're in my class, you know that I have lots of step and half siblings. My number is 9. You're going to use your number. And now we're going to find that average, which your average, your mean, will be different than mine because you'll have that different red number. Okay. 2 plus 5 is 7, plus 3 is 10, plus 1 is 11, plus 9 actually turns out to be a perfect 20. I didn't even try to add the 0. That doesn't change anything. Perfect 20 there. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers. And so 20 divided by 6 is going to be my average. And so if you try that with your amount of siblings, you'll kind of see how the average changes. Mine is 3.3 repeating. Yours could be something totally different. Okay, so those are our 2 main steps for today. You're always finding the total by adding them all together. And then you're just counting how many numbers did I just add. I added 6, that's what I divide by, find my mean, that average. So you've got your practice section with some different sets here, test grades, students in the class, height of some basketball players, number of siblings again down there, texts that you send in a day, then just another random data set. You have your self-reflection, and we will be playing Look It today at the end of class if you are joining live with us. That's it for today, guys.